Welcome to Game Pass News. I am Nick Metzger, Nintendo, and my co-host is with us, Sean. He's back from Scotland. I'm COVID-free, and I'm also 40. So hey, why don't we have a little fun and talk about Xbox or Game Pass or something crazy like that? Let's do it. We are here. You know, I don't know if we got a ton to talk about, but the chat is here. Thanks for showing up for the chat. Big shout out to them. Parrot Mode, Hambone, Johnny, Neoprime. Woo! It's a party. And yeah, so how's life that you're back from Scotland now, sir?
We're back to miserable English weather. We were spoiled in Scotland with absolutely blistering sunshine, and we've come back, and it's just we've got the usual rainy, horrible weather. Not completely rainy and horrible, but that kind of muggy, overcast, the kind of stuff that nobody likes. So, when did you? I thought I had your birthday in a calendar. When did you turn 40?
I didn't really. I normally never I don't care. People can know, and it does not bother me. But to be honest, we were talking about stuff, and it hit me as we closed out the show. I was like, oh, I didn't even mention it. It was my birthday on Saturday. So yeah, August 13th, and I'm big 4-0. Nothing like celebrating 4-0 when you got COVID. That is not fun, but it's another FU word, and we'll just stop right there. So yeah, you know, the parties got canceled and everything was like, right. But I'm gonna milk it, man. I'm gonna be like, hey, listen, now we're pushing it to next week. So now it's just gonna be like a month-long celebration by the time I'm done. So we'll be all good. Yeah, so you know, I think the chubby bracket, I'm not gonna lie. I said I didn't mention the chubby bracket again. I lied, apparently. I think the chubby bracket helped out. You know, I'm feeling good. What just happened? There's a lot of ones. I feel like I'm in some kind of, wait, I can't count them all. I don't know. Anyways, thank you, Hambo and Johnny, for all the stuff.
All the bits.
Did we just get 40 bits? Is that what happened? I don't know. I can't count, but I think that won't be what happened. The counting is difficult. Numbers and words and stuff. So, yes, it was. Neoprime subscribe. I got stuff going on my screen. People, I can't handle this kind of action. I just want you to know. Thank you so much, Neoprime. Thank you so much, Hambone Johnny. Yeah, so I'm just going to milk it and just keep being like, well, it's still my birthday. It's still my birthday, and deal with that. Oh, I know what I was saying, but the chubby bracket really, you know, I feel good. I feel like I've lost all the weight, so I think moving into 40 after losing 40 pounds, look at that. That helped things out. So yeah. Oh, jeez. So you're back. The weather's not too bad.
Yeah, back. Back. I've gone from the 210 in the chubbies bracket back up to 218. So,
I didn't mean like that. I wasn't trying to call you out, just so you know. I just meant like you're back in the UK. I wasn't trying to be so you're back to your weight and blah, blah, blah.
No, the combination of like all the time we had up in Ripon and like we were just eating nice food, going out eating often, and then up in Scotland, I ate more than I should have done, drank more than I should have done, but we kept active. So 8 pounds over the last 4 weeks of doing lots of things I enjoy. It'll come back down. I've been ran Tuesday, ran today, back to work tomorrow, which sucks.
Yeah. Well, it's 30 days off for you, right? You had like a month off?
It's been 27 days tomorrow.
Dang. Man, yeah, that's got to be weird. You got to be like, man, I gotta remember how to do all this stuff again. Yeah, good. Bummer that you're going back, but good for you for having it off. That's awesome. I went into the office for the first time in 2 weeks, so that was fun. I've been working, but you know, with I had a vacation off, and then I had another vacation of COVID, so I'm just working at home. So yeah, but just being back. By the way, my plant died, or might be dead. I'm not sure. I realized that I never got anybody to water it for the last 3 weeks, so I think that might be dead. Ironically, it's a mother-in-law's tongue, which I don't know, makes me feel bad now that I think about it. I probably should have watered that. I love you, mother-in-law, who would never in a million years even know how to get to this podcast, let alone watch it. So, but hey, we should probably talk about some Xbox stuff. Why don't we actually do that? Sean, oh, I have a button for that too. Let me hit that because I'm sophisticated. All right, Hogwarts is delayed. Sean, I had a question of what should I buy, Hogwarts and Skull and Bones, and Hogwarts said, "Screw you, I'll make this easy for you." That's what they did.
Anyway, Wingardium Leviosa just floated off the 2022 list and just landed somewhere in 2023. God knows where, but somewhere.
Probably right next to Starfield, I would imagine. That sounds about right for how things are going to go for 2023. The only thing that can happen now that can make this, I mean, and it's not a big deal. Like, there's crap to play. Like, that's fine. I mean, we got games. There's things. I got a backlog. You know, I mean, Game Pass news. We always have literally. We could have named it like backlog news. I mean, that's literally Game Pass news, aka always a backlog. So there's stuff to play, but it is a bummer. I was really excited for it. And as I've said, I'm probably not going to get to it now because it's going to drop too close to something in 2023 because there's like a bazillion things coming out. But really, the only thing, I will buy Skull and Bones now. But I did think, I can just see something coming out being like, well, EA's like, well, 2023 for us too. I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. It could.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to see another trailer for Hogwarts. Gamescom stream. Sorry, I just drank some milk and it's repeating on me.
Hopefully, we don't want to see it again. Just so you know,
it won't come out my nose. That'll just be good. So that's nice that we'll hopefully see a bit more of a gameplay trailer rather than just the stuff that leaked. But also at Gamescom, we're going to have a closer look at Planet of Lana, the unoff-Earth. An off-Earth Odyssey. That's really hard to say.
Yeah, which has just come out for Game Pass. Has just not came out, but has been announced to be on Game Pass.
Yeah, I think it was part of the showcase. It was one of the indie developers' games that were coming out that was quite high up there.
Nice.
So it'd be nice to see that because I think that was one that I was a little bit keen on and wanted to know more about because we didn't know much of it at that time. So.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna watch this whole stream because it's just gonna be 6 hours and it's gonna be long and there's gonna be a lot of interviews. But I am really excited to go back and like pick through the stuff. High on Life, this Planet of Lana thing, the Hogwarts thing. I mean, I'm definitely excited to see some of the stuff that's gonna be there, depending on when it is and what I'm doing at the time. Which, by the way, is the 25th. So when is that? That is next Thursday. Maybe if I'm working or something and I have and I don't need to be on the computer or I have the ability, I might just stream it while I'm doing something else or something like that. But I could see doing that. But it does seem like there's going to be some stuff there. I wouldn't be surprised at the end of it if we get bits and pieces of stuff that they haven't shared that are going to be there, some surprise drops or something like that. Nothing huge, I don't think, but some stuff. So.
Yeah, I think we're going to see there'll be a lot of YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure Xbox will probably drop the 2-minute trailers of any games that are shown there, like they usually do. So it'll just be a case of halfway through the show, just hit refresh on YouTube if you subscribe to any of the big gaming channels like IGN, GameSpot, stuff like that, and they'll soon just churn videos out to try and keep up with the hype.
I'm trying to. Let me see if I can do this in a. When are we podcasting? We're podcasting that night.
Thursday.
Yeah.
That night, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be podcasting that night. So we'll bring it all to you folks. All the Gamescom streamy stuff. We'll let you know what it's all about. Other things, lots of good stuff leaving Game Pass August 31st. I mean some real good games. Let's let me go to my little listy here and like NBA 2K20. No, I'm just kidding. No, but we have 12 minutes, which I'm kind of surprised. I didn't foresee that leaving anytime soon. Spiritfarer, What Remains of Edith Finch, Hades. That's a real big one.
Will Lazzie is a big one to be going as well. So.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of good stuff. So don't get me wrong. That's cool. I'm fine with it. But yeah, there are some things that are leaving that it's just like, ugh. What it brings to mind for me is something like Plague Tale. Plague Tale of like, well, I really do. I keep saying that I'm gonna play that game, and two's coming out real soon. Like, I could see the first Plague Tale being on this list real soon of just being like, well, that one's going, you know. So I really need to get to that
especially
game.
as I think they're now pushing. There's a tab on the Xbox dashboard where you can go to the pre-order the games that are coming with Game Pass. So
Yeah,
you can like pre-order it, and it'll pre-install when it's available to pre-install, so you can pre-install or
pre.
something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's a double
and
pre right there.
Plague Tale Requiem is one of them that you can kind of pre-install now. So
Yeah,
those,
so I need to play that game. But I'm playing another game which Hambone Johnny knows all about, and I'm really addicted to it. But we'll talk about that later. So yeah, I played Hades. I liked it, but I didn't love it. No offense. I know there's a bunch of people who like thought it was everything, and that's great. But we're losing a lot of good games, but that's what happens with Game Pass news, right? Or that's what happens with Game Pass, right? We know stuff's gonna leave. Sometimes it's bigger than other times. Like the last batch on August 15th when Train Sim World 2 left. I know John, he probably weeped into his desk stuffy, I would imagine. He probably just tears and sobbed, and I mean, probably unconsolable for at least half a minute, I would imagine. So, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Tim says Hambone's going to take his bits back because you just dumped on Hades.
I mean, I dumped is a strong word, but hey, I like the game that Hambone is currently all about. So we'll talk about that in a second. He knows it too.
I didn't say anything about Hades because I think I made my thoughts very well felt about the game when we first spoke about it. So
yeah. Unfortunately, neither one of us were huge fans. Hey, do you know what happens on 9/14? September 14th.
So I'm going to say 9/14. There isn't 14 months in a year. So.
Oh, you! Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know what happens on 14/9? I don't know. That's all I got, Sean.
No, I have no idea. Does that mark the 12 months of Deathloop on Sony?
Oh, look at you! You pull it out. Yeah, 12 months. 12 months. You think we're getting it on 9/14 or 14/9? September? I don't know. I can't do this. Do you think we're doing?
What day is that? Is that a Friday?
You ask hard questions, Sean.
No, that's Wednesday. A Wednesday. I reckon we'll get it on the 16th. So you're going to see 9/16. I reckon.
All right, that's right. Do you think we're going to get any like warning that it's coming out? Do you think they'll drop something? I think
it'll just be like, well, available now.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think you are probably right. If
they might do
anything, they do it in Gamescom.
A surprise. Yeah, well, that would be pretty. That'd be pretty good. That'd be a nice surprise in Gamescom.
Yeah, it really would. I mean, obviously, there's so it's a Microsoft studio that was already contracted to make this game for Sony. So it's been out. So Sony had a year exclusivity on it. We know that. So obviously, within that year exclusivity, there was also, I believe, some language. I mean, I don't know this, but it's what a lot of people are assuming. Some language that you couldn't even mention it coming to other consoles for a period of time. Which makes sense, right? So Sony wants to make sure people are buying it on their console. Otherwise, if you tell them, hey, it's going to be on Xbox in a month, then that might take some sales away from them to wait for it on Xbox, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that would make a lot of sense. If it's not Gamescom, then I agree. We're not getting anything at all that this game is dropping on Game Pass until it happens. Nia Prime has got to bounce. See you later, sir. Appreciate you dropping by. Appreciate your support as well. Have a good one.
The only thing I think we might get with Deathloop is we might just get a reveal trailer that just randomly drops on YouTube from Xbox, and they'll tweet about it, and that's maybe the only way, other than Gamescom, that'll be the only way that they do it. I can't see them doing it if they're not going to do a big fanfare of it. In the middle of towards the end of August.
I don't
They're
think
not gonna.
so.
There's not much of a platform to do a big fanfare for it. So
Yeah. 16th makes sense too, though. You could get like a little like, hey, it's coming in 2 days on like 9/14. Like they might tweet out about it. So tweet out. That's our
plus, if
top.
it's coming, if it's coming for a weekend, you've got more the potential for more traffic to be playing it over a weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm real interested to see, like, there's got to be a decent amount of Xbox non-PlayStation players, or maybe even Xbox PlayStation players who didn't pick it up and are now going to play. So the download numbers, I mean, we're never going to know because Xbox doesn't give us those. But it'd be really interesting to see what that would look like for a game that's been out on another console. What do I want to say? An award-winning game that's been out on another console that now drops on Xbox. News bulletins. That's all our top stories. There's a lot of rumors rolling, but that's all our top stories, folks. News bulletins. Multiverses. Is it WB? I think so.
Yeah,
WB.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, WB's Brawler.
Yeah.
Multiverses season 1 is on. People are really raving about this game. Our Thunderdome Gaming.
I've played a little bit more of it, not
Yeah.
enough to kind of say warrant it as being in my Xbox spotlight, but kind of like jumped in and out, played one match. If you really liked Smash and you were kind of like, sometimes you have that issue with Smash where you can accidentally come off the side of the arena and find it difficult to get back. Yeah, this game has that. This game has that covered. There's lots of different ways you can save yourself. If you're playing with friends who are a support kind of character, they can pull you back up. You can do like wall jumps and crawls back up, stuff like that. So yeah, it's like Smash Bros, but better.
Yeah, I really do need to download this game and give it a shake. Free to play, right? Am I correct in that?
Yep.
Free to play? Yeah, free to play game.
Completely free to play.
Yeah, I need to give this a shot. Another thing, Sean, I need to give a shot is touch controls. I need to go back. Everybody knows I hate touch controls. I feel like I need to give it another shot. I really do. 16 more games have joined the Xbox touch control crew. Do you use this at ever? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I'm starting to. It's not been as lumpy the last couple of times I played it. So, and there's games on there now that like 2 Point Campus, which I think could be a great touch control style game rather than using the old analog stick to kind of drag stuff. Shredder's Revenge, which I think could be a really cool like arcade game to play. And what's the one? I kind of saw Coffee Talk, which I'll talk about in a bit, but that'd be a better game to play via touch controls. So
yeah, see, like they're showing Shredder's Revenge on here right now. So Shredder's Revenge is now cloud touch control based. You can play it that way if you so choose. It looks awful. Like this guy's thumbs are like taking up 15% of the screen. Like why? Like I don't know, man. I mean, the other problem, the reason I'm pushing like maybe I need to go back and try this is I am lazy and do not like to take the time to put my Backbone controller on my phone. A lot of times I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's just I don't know why. It does not take that long. So I'm just lazy. So I do need to find something.
Just very, very quickly, if you haven't seen the tweet that's out there, you've got Shredder's Revenge, 2 Point Campus, The Show 2022, Super Mega Baseball 3, Star Wars Squadrons, which I think could be a little bit weird. My Friend Peppa Pig, Match Point Tennis, Adventure City Calls, the Paw Patrol game, Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, which I think could be quite a good one, touch controls, because yep. Shawless, Floppy Nights, Coffee Talk, Turbo Golf Racing, which I couldn't imagine trying to play that touch controls for a million years.
No.
Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age, and the first Skate game from EA. So
do you imagine playing Skate like that?
It'd be impossible because you need to be able to feel the controller. You need to be able to feel whereabouts your thumb is on the analog stick for that game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not feeling either. I'm not feeling many of them. Now, Coffee Talk, I do get. It's, there's not any action really flying across the screen. And I also understand what you're saying with Turnip Boy. Also, another one of those games where there's just not a lot of action on the screen. And so those kind of games, yeah, it's all right if your thumbs are kind of covering up some of the screen. But man, some of those other games, I don't know. It would be great. And I know this is like near impossible, right? It's like a whole different version of how you do it. But like when you say 2-point campus, how I want touch controls is to be able to like touch and just like draw where I want my my room to be, and then just like touch on the menu and be able to bring up stuff. Like, man, how that would be great. But I understand that is like reprogramming the game basically. So I get that is not something that's super easy to do. But man, if they could get to that point with some of these games where they could do that with like 2-point campus, because 2-point campus seems like a great game for a cursor to me, like to play with on PC with a cursor.
Yeah, I mean, can you not play cloud games on a PC?
Oh, you probably can, yeah. But we're talking about going on. I'm just saying, like if you had like an iPad and you could just like poke on the menus and say you wanted this kind of classroom and then just like draw where you wanted it. I just think it'd be great.
Yeah, you're still gonna have that overlay of a controller, right?
Yeah,
that's gonna be the issue.
Yeah.
Well, they might not. I don't know. It's something that I'd have to probably go and try.
Yeah, Sean. I don't even really know. Are we bothered about Fortnite and Dragon? You're gonna have to tell me what this means. I am not bothered about Fortnite. Fortnite can do whatever the heck it wants.
I'm not. I just know. I know. I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Like I'm excited for the next Dragon Ball Z game that's coming out because it's open world 3D fighter kind of thing. But which I think is the reason why it's joined forces with Blizzard's Fortnite. But no, I'm not overly keen because I don't like playing Fortnite. I can't do the building thing, which takes away the whole PvP, like Royal Rumble kind of deal. But I know Justin was excited for it. I know they've done a whole let's play video of it all, and apparently he gets absolutely coached. But I like it when they do things where it's interesting. And I think they brought some of the abilities from Dragon Ball Z to the game. So
yeah, okay. Sorry if you're getting some background noise. I don't care.
No.
I was trying to think of something at least somewhat intelligent to say, but that's about as intelligent as I can get when it comes to Fortnite. I don't care. So I mean, the only reason I do care is, or it's not even really that, but it's I just am in awe at how well Epic does these crossovers, at how well they move back and forth, go from one thing to the next, and keep getting these IPs that are willing to marry with their Fortnite, and they just do it so well. And then you see something like Halo, who's like, I don't know, we can't figure it out. Like, season what? I don't know how this works. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's not easy, and Epic makes it look like a walk in the park. That's the part that amazes me.
Yeah, and it's the same going into the Fall Guys stuff. Which I just realized I've put Fallout, not Fall Guys on the dock, which kind of just confused the crap out of
me. Yeah, okay. I was confused.
Yeah, the Sonic stuff in Fall Guys was brilliant. I don't know if you played any of it, but I played a little bit with Logan, watching. He was sat on my knee and we did it. And the whole Green Hills Zone thing was ace. You just kind of like, it was a run around and collect as many rings as you could within and it was the first to collect 20 rings you got through, and then it was like to 30, and then it was to 50. And like they had all the noises were there from Sonic. It had all the graphics and stuff like that. They had the little spring pads that you kind of have in Sonic, like the bumpers had those. They had a loop. They used like the tubes to make a big golden loop that you went round and things like that. And it was really cool. It was fun. The skins were really good. So like that's another example of doing decent IPs with different crossovers and skins really well. So
yeah. Did they sucker you in? Did you buy any Did you buy anything? Spend the real cash on any of this stuff?
No, I nearly bought I nearly bought the skins, but then I'm saving myself for the season pass.
Gotcha. By the way, for anybody who's wondering, who's audio or watching or whatever, the garden spigot is right outside of my basement, my little basement office here. So that you're hearing, yeah, that's my son turning the spigot on and off because he's watering the garden. So there you have it.
That's him doing his chores.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, he's being a good boy. Just wish he wouldn't do it now, but whatever. So those are our news bulletins. We don't have an acquisition watch at the moment. Nothing new. We kind of filled that spot last week, and so we are on to the Xbox Spotlight. If you're thinking, dang, that sounds a lot like the last noise. Yeah, that's because I pushed the wrong button the first time, but I got it right this time, which whatever. All right. So, Sean, give me a coffee story. Sean, tell me all about this.
So I wanted to give it a go because I was drawn in by the little kind of blurb that you got about it, that you kind of just, you sat there and you had people telling you problems and you kind of help them through it. So I started it up and the graphic style is great. I really like it. It's that real nice in between, like 32-bit to modern day stuff. It's not really pixelated, but it's got that kind of ideal look to it, which I enjoyed. The story with it is really good. So it's set in Seattle in 2020, sorry. There's been a big race war between lots of like fictional style beasts. So you've got elves, orcs, dwarves. There's another one I can't remember. Begins with O, but anyway, you've got all these kind of begins with C. You've got all these kind of races that kind of all live together, and you own a coffee shop which only opens on a night, and people come in and kind of like just share their stories, unload. I enjoyed everything about the game, apart from that it's very, very dialogue based, which when I was sat there earlier trying to play, I got Logan on my knee and he's kind of like, oh, this is boring. I want you to play Fall Guys. And it's like, I know, I'm really sorry that this isn't for you, but I'm actually enjoying this a little bit. The music's good. It's very like lo-fi hip hop kind of stuff. And then the barista style of it's really cool, where you've got like an app on your phone you can bring up when somebody asks you for a drink, because they might ask you directly, oh, I just want an espresso. So you kind of, fair enough, that's just coffee. And off it goes. But like some people are like, oh, I don't really know what I want. I'm kind of feeling this way. Have you got something that you can make? And you can either go through the list of things, or as you're making the drink, and you get like a primary and a secondary and a third option. You can, it kind of gives you is it going to be really hot? Is it going to be really cool? Is it going to be bitter? Is it going to be sweet? And you can kind of do all this kind of stuff. And then once it's brewed, you can do latte art. So you can go and you can like use the cursor to pour milk through the middle, and then you can etch designs onto it and things like that. And some people ask for that and other people don't. So that side of it's really, really fun. It's just the downside for me was it was very dialogue based. Not dialogue, but you were having to read it and there was nobody voicing it over.
Right.
I mean, you could skip through as the text is coming up on the screen, you can skip and kind of like skim through it quickly, because there's some stuff you didn't have to pick up. Or if you think, oh, I can't remember that, it was really useful because it gave you you could go to another screen and it'd give you the history of the conversations that you could skip through and kind of go back and read stuff.
Okay. So it's not like fast. This isn't like I'm trying to think of.
No, this is one of those games where, this isn't one of those like you've got a timer and you've got to make so many drinks before the timer runs out. It's kind of like just it's just chilled, kind of sit there.
It's coffee talk.
Yeah, and it's good. I might need to give it some more time. I'm excited for the fact that it is touch controls and on the cloud, so that could be another way of me playing it.
I am interested in seeing. Hold on. It's the main story's 4 hours. There you go. So I was just interested to see how long it took. There's also an episode 2 coming out. Did you know that?
Say again, sorry.
There's in 2023. There's an episode, Coffee Talk episode 2, Hibiscus and Butterfly.
Oh,
yeah. So there's another one coming out here in a little bit. Well, it sounds cool. I might if I can find some time, I might do what you're talking about and use the cloud and try the touch control on that.
Yeah, I think for anybody that enjoyed things like Telling Lies or Life is Strange, those kind of games, you'll enjoy this to a point. I don't think stories are quite as gripping as they are in things like those games, but there's a depth to it there, which is nice. Like the customers, when they sit down in front of you, kind of interact with each other as well. So there's not really many decisions you can make. It is just literally listen. To the point that I played it anyway. I think I played it for like 30 minutes today. And there wasn't many decisions that I had to make at that point, other than making the drink for the person. So I assume you could probably make the drink not to how they like, and that might change things.
That's what I was going to ask. Yeah, you think depending on what the drink is, that changes it. Yeah, that makes sense. Sweet. What else for you, man?
I played 2 Point Campus just after last week, and we said we like you give it a go and things like that. I got the 1 star on the first campus, and then carried on playing it to get the 2nd star on the first campus,
nice.
Just to see how difficult it was to go from 1 to 2.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the same feelings about it as you. I think it's quirky, it's funny. I like the different classrooms that you build, but then my attention span to it declined very quickly because I was like, this is a game that I'd like to play with a mouse and a keyboard rather than a controller, and I started to get really turned off by it.
Yeah, I will say they've done about as good as you could do with making everything as easily as accessible as it can be with a controller. But yeah, you can just feel how much better it would be with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go back to it or not, to be honest. By the way, 2 Point Hospital is leaving. That was, I don't know if I mentioned that in the leaving section, but 2 Point Hospital is one of the games that are going August 31st. So
yeah, I mean, with the Elite controller, I have like buttons mapped to certain stuff, and I think it was last time I remapped it was because of the Hot Wheels update. So like I could use some of the mapped buttons at the back to get in and out of the menus quicker. So I wasn't like sat there looking at the controller and then looking at the screen. It's kind of like, oh, I need to press the X button now, or Y button to finish off the room and things like that. So that was okay. But I feel like if I was going to play this game more, I'd probably go and remap a couple of different buttons to do different things.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. Yeah, I'm totally there with all of what you're saying.
And then the only other game I have been playing, and like I joked before we started this because I was giving it another go, is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Days After Dark's Monthly Mayhem. I came 3rd last week, and I was really worried about this week because like I thought I set a really good time, and then like Dillian just kept chewing back at my time, and I'm like, crap. But I'm currently sat 2nd, I believe. I got like maybe 7/10 of a second to shave off if I can. But I've got some good competition, which I'm enjoying.
Yep. Updated today. Sean's got 2nd place right now. Mario Circuit 3. So yeah.
Yep.
Dillian, I think is his name. He's got you beat by a second. That's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, well, I've got an updated time now, which is 1:47.98.
Ooh,
so
man.
Yeah, and it is literally just like getting the right angle through the corners and stuff like that. I have discovered that coins definitely help. That's the only tidbit I'm going to give to it is getting 10 coins helps. But as Mario Kart always did, the coins are just off the racing line, so you've got to kind of work out, I can get this coin on that corner on this lap, and I can get this set of coins on this. And that's what I'm down to doing now is like picking the best line at the best time to pick up the coins to help with how good the boosts are, because you get like fractions of a second extra of boost and stuff like that, and the ability to go through the 3 different boosts that you can get from drifting. You can get them quicker with more coins. So there's lots of little tiny bits I'm trying to do.
It's fun to watch you guys. I mean, not my shtick. I don't want to fight that fight, but it is fun to watch you guys go back and forth. I think it's awesome. It's a real great battle, for sure.
And then just games I'm looking forward to coming out. I think we're going to talk about these two definitely in the showcases. Midnight Fight Express, just because I think it's tied very well with Brad Pitt's new film Bullet Train.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And then Tiny Kin, because I love the art style. I love the look of the art style from the video I watched today. It's a Pikmin-like. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Actually, really so Tiny Kin we won't see in this GPN showcase, because it actually comes out on the 30th, so it comes out in 2 weeks. So, but Midnight Flight Express we will for sure. For me, the kids and I beat Lego City Undercover. That game is fun. What we quickly learned is not all Lego City games are built equally. We downloaded Lego Incredibles because it was like on sale for $9. And I don't know, something about it. It's just not as fun as Lego City Undercover. Like it's bad when like you download it, you play it for a little bit, and then the next morning the kids are like, "Can we play Lego City Undercover?" I was like, "Yeah, that's how I felt too, kids." Yep. So I wasn't shocked when that came out. So that's
I picked up Logan the Lego Avengers game for the DS today as well.
Oh yeah? Yeah. Let me know how he likes that.
He finds it hard, but he's just grasped Super Mario 3D Land to a point where he can get himself to the end of the levels, but that's taken like the whole time we were up in Scotland. He's kind of played it for an hour every day and kind of got a bit better. So I said to him today, just look, Lego games are a little bit different to Mario games. Just keep trying. You'll figure it out and you'll understand it. So.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do next, because I really thought we would just like follow the Lego train, but now I don't know. I mean, Splatoon's coming out here in less than a month, and that's gonna take my son's time. So we're still playing Splatoon 2, playing that together. I think we've almost got that beat.
The kids not like wanting to get the new Kirby game because they really liked Forgotten Land. So
that's true, they did. And to be honest, I didn't even realize until today when I was listening to Carpool Gaming Nintendo Drive. I didn't even realize it came out today. I was just I knew about it, but I didn't realize it came out today. So I'll have to show them that, and maybe it's only $15, so we might try that.
I believe Seth from All In, I think he finished it in stream. I believe.
I
he started and finished
that kind of a game. I thought it was more of just like a Fall Guys type game. You just keep going back and fighting each other or whatever. So, that's interesting. So there must be some type of a campaign mode to it as well, huh?
Yeah.
But obviously not a big one. So there you go. And then, Sean, my current game of the year. No joke. I am absolutely in love with this game. Cult of the Lamb, my friends. This game is where it is at. I mean, so my cult is the Ndad Fam cult. That's what I called it. That would be my one downside. It's like it reminds me of Animal Crossing, where it's like you get 16 characters. That's as big as your cult name can be. I'm like, seriously, like that's all you got? Whatever. But this is a roguelite, as I believe it's called. You go into this little dungeon area. So you die, you get kind of this guy brings you back, and he's like, listen, go make followers, make them love me. And you get to make this cult, and you have to find converts. You find them, and then you get to come back. You get to come back to your cult, and then you have to like you have to just make life for these guys, and you have to make them follow you and give you devotion and loyalty. And you can do that in like a lot of different ways. You can do that by feeding them. You can do that by making this ridiculous ritual bonfire. You can do that by sacrificing one of them. There's all kinds of fun things you can do. By the way, I have not sacrificed any of the Ndad fam. I want to point that out. I'm a very generous cult leader. Marty and Jesse did die of old age. I buried them generously. I did not hack them up for pieces like I could have done, but I buried them. And then when new converts came in, I named them Marty and Jesse too. So they're young again.
This sounds very Oregon Trail.
I don't know about that, but man, so the fighting is so much fun. You go into the dungeon, and then when you do this run in the dungeon, if you can make it all the way out and beat the big guy, then that's great. Your followers will love you. If you die halfway through, you'll still get to bring back some of your stuff. And then, but your followers will be kind of like, they won't be very happy about that. So you'll have to like get their devotion back up. And then the stuff you find in the dungeon, you get to use to craft new items for your cult. So it could be, like I just built an outhouse. So now instead of when my guys eat, and they won't poop on the ground anymore now, they actually go poop in the outhouse, which is very nice, because I have to clean that crap up, literally. But it's really cool because there's the mechanism of building up your cult, your like cult town. But then there's also the temple where you go in and do sermons and rituals and you unlock doctrines and stuff like that. And those things are what helps you get better at battles. The more sermons and the better sermons you do and the better rituals and the more people you have and the more devotion you get in the temple, the more you unlock items for your battle skill. And then you get to go back into the dungeon with better battle skills, do better, get more stuff, blah, blah, blah. So I beat 2 of the 4 things. I'm on to the 3rd. And there are also there's this map where I can go fishing. I found this mushroom. There's so much stuff. There's so much stuff. It's so good. So if you haven't played it, I understand like Cult of the Lamb is a little off-putting. You don't have to. I haven't sacrificed a single person. Jesse, Marty, Tim. I love y'all. I haven't sacrificed any of you. Sean's there.
Yes.
I will say, and I'm very sorry, but Drew has asked me twice. Legit. Drew has asked me twice to have Marty eat a bowl of poop. And I can't say no because he's just...
That sounds like Drew.
I know. I cannot say no. If I say no, then Drew's not going to like me, and I can't have that. So I just keep having Marty eat poop, and then I just keep like feeding him, like telling him to go sleep off the illness that he gets after he eats the poop. So y'all, it's a riot. It's so much fun. It makes me laugh all the my grave area has 3 people. This no joke. And I have pictures of these things. I want to take this. So before I knew I wanted it to be the Ndad fam cult, I got this guy with horns. Looks a lot like a reindeer. So I called him Rudolph. Okay. Rudolph was my first guy. Then I did Marty. Then I did Jesse. You all should be happy. You two, I named you first. I'm just saying. So all 3 of them died. And I buried them. And so now if you go to the grave and you walk over the grave, it says, here lies Marty, Rudolph, and Jesse. Like, Rudolph's dead and Marty and Jesse are gone. But, oh, man, he is. But this game is so fun. So many funny things. Especially, you got to name the characters after people or something like that. Because it makes it so much better when somebody comes up and they're like Drew starts talking about John or something like that. It just makes the game. Like, it just makes it. So right now it is by far my game of the year, and I'll shut up about it for now. But I'm sure I'll be talking about it next week.
So Hambo's now in the chat. He started talking about a game that he's big for, so he's in the chat, Mark. He says the mushroom ritual is awesome. It says keep feeding them poop because something happens.
I'm gonna do it, Marty. I'm sorry, buddy. You're getting more poop. That means.
Eat some shit.
That's right.
And sorry, and he also says, "Have you found Plimbo yet?"
I don't know that I have found Plimbo yet. I don't know what that is. So no, I don't think I have. The mushroom guy, I've not done the ritual yet. I'm working right now on getting all the mushrooms that I need. So also Drew and Dan. Dan has asked me to collect 10 camellia flowers because he wants to propose to Dan. So I'm in on this. Like cannot wait to see what happens here. Like this is the best. This game just keeps on giving. It is a lot of fun. I cannot say enough about it. I could talk about all the things that have happened for a good long time, but I'll shut up now. I promise. I said I would last time, but I really will. So that's what I've been playing. That's what we've been playing. Anything else before we move on?
No, let's jump into all the questions that we've got from the community this week. So
go ahead, Sean,
I thought I'd jump straight into the questions and lead this week. We've been watching a lot of a certain film. It's on Disney Plus, and with you having kids, similar age to Logan, just a bit older, I thought I'd ask you the question if you have seen the Lightyear film, the Buzz Solo one that they dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I haven't, so I'm horrible. I'm like, no, I'm worthless. Absolutely. You're like, have you seen this? I'm like, no, I really haven't. I'm
really enjoying this because it's kind of like a little bit of Toy Story Inception. So Lightyear is the film that Andy, in the original first ever Toy Story, went and saw to then be really hyped on wanting to get a Buzz Lightyear.
Oh.
So it's kind of like a movie from a movie.
That's cool.
From the
that's
whole Hogwarts and Fantastic Beasts thing on this.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I'm not going to, if you haven't seen it, not going to give you too many spoilers. It's brilliant. There's a good twist towards the end. There's lots of little likable characters in it, as all Disney films have. Socks, the cat, being one of them. Logan's currently obsessed with him. So, yeah. So what I was going to ask you, which now you've not seen it, doesn't fall foul.
I will watch it this week. I promise.
I think they would be able to do a really good third-person game of this film if as long as Disney let somebody else develop the game, because Disney games tend to be a pile of horse crap. In my opinion, if they could let somebody else do this, it'd be a really good third-person style, like Gears of War style game, but kid-friendly. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, well, you lost me. I really thought you were giving Buzz a chainsaw. Now you've lost me.
Well, he does have a saw at some point. There's lots of stuff that happens in the film which kind of blends him to the Buzz that we grew up with from Toy Story. But yeah, it's a great film, and I think they could do a really good game of it if they had a chance. I just thought I'd ask if you'd seen it or not.
I have not, but I will watch it this week so I can give you a straight up answer next week. Well, Sean, I have a question for you from Mr. Zablanc. He asked, John from Dad's After Dark. He asked, when I was in high school, I worked at my parents' Irish deli. They're Italian, don't ask. But I want to ask now. So, I mean, you need to talk about why you're Irish, why your Italian parents are running an Irish deli. I need to know this. Talk about it on Dad's After Dark. Drew, ask John about this. We sold UK goods, newspapers, drinks, candy, etc. My question for you is, what's your favorite Cadbury candy? Mine's Dairy Milk. I still hunt it down to this day, and thankfully, local supermarkets do sell it. What's your favorite Cadbury candy?
I am a whole nut guy.
I knew that
Cadbury's
from the very beginning. I'm sorry.
No, Cadbury's whole nut or Cadbury's cream egg. Those two. And yeah, definitely. Okay. But yeah, I'm also interested. You have Italian parents who run an Irish deli and sell UK goods.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, okay, I see it. I'm looking up a whole nut here, which you gotta Google this gently. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's hazelnut. Basically, it's just whole hazelnuts within dairy milk chocolate.
Ooh, man, that does look good. Now, you answered my question.
They do a fruit and nut version as well.
You answered my question. My question was going to be, is this the same company that makes the eggs? And so that must be yes. Okay. That's, I think, the only
And-
Cadbury thing I've ever had.
And the mini eggs as well, which is like giant, really big M&Ms, but nicer.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, that's quite, yeah, good question. And again, food related. So I ate
like
too
it.
much Cadbury's chocolate while I was away. So, and Milka, I like.
That's
We
100.
found that we really like the Milka Choco Moo biscuits. So
Mm. So they're like chocolate cookies. Do I got my UK lingo right? Is that right?
no, they're not like cookies. They're a
Oh,
biscuit
son of
with
a-
chocolate on top.
Oh, Sean, you kill me. So they're like chocolate. What are these called? Cadbury.
Milka, no, the Milka, which is the company.
Oh,
Choco Moos, I think they're called. I'm going to Google the same thing because I want to make sure I'm pointing you in the right direction.
oh yeah, you're pointing me in the right direction. Choco Moose. I see them here. They kind of look like chocolate covered animal crackers. Is that about?
Yeah, that about sums it up. But the really like the biscuit to them is really, really really light and sweet,
Yeah.
and it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they look. They're literally chocolate covered cows. Like it's pretty fantastic.
And we in the week that we spent in Scotland on an evening, like all the kids went to bed, me and Lindsay we took the box set of One Tree Hill with us, and we went through two seasons of One Tree Hill while we were there. I think we must have gone through about 4 packets of those in a week.
That's fantastic. That's good stuff right there. Oh man,
very nice. The next question from Mr. Zablong is Master Chief. Who do you think is Xbox most identifiable character? And would you buy a stuffy version of him?
this is always the question.
Yeah.
This is always the question of like Microsoft of like who is their next most mascot after Master Chief?
The
Clippy?
paperclip. Clippy, yeah.
We've all said it. Clippy. Yeah, it's Clippy.
And I think I'd have a plush like teddy of Clippy. I think that'd be quite funny, especially if like you could get his eyes in there and stuff.
So probably, I mean, if I had to be honest, probably either like Bob. Is that the Minecraft guy?
Steve.
I don't know. Obviously, I'm not a Minecrafter. So it's probably either Steve, but more importantly than Steve, I would say nowadays is the Green Creeper. Like my wife has no idea who you. I mean, not only my wife, obviously me. If it's Bob or Steve or John, I don't know, but she knows that the green guy is a creeper. Like she's like, oh yeah, Noah has a creeper plushie. So that's lame as a mascot. I'm not gonna lie, but
yeah,
like if I'm sitting here thinking about it, it's probably him.
Can you not get like a Phil Spencer plushie?
You're totally right.
Just like his big round chin and his like a really oversized head on a little tiny body in a horrible plum colored polo shirt.
Yeah, Bob the Builder. Yeah. Thanks, Zambone. Yep, that's how I got there. Oh, geez. I'm trying to think of any others. And
Doom Guy. I'd have a Doom Guy plush as well. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. They just don't do a good job with mascots. I mean, this is a conversation we link back to all the time. Like, it's just they just don't do a good job when it comes to like centering a mascot around a franchise. And I mean, I don't know, Fable's not supposed to be that, is it? Like, you're supposed to be that guy in Fable. And I think that's why they don't give the Fable guy like a character. You create you create that guy. You are that guy. You make him whatever you want him to be. I mean, that's literally the idea. You're good, you're bad, however you want that to work out. That's you. And though that is a real big hook into that, it also does cause issues of like Fable is one of their bigger franchises. Forza, also one of their big friends. Microsoft Flight Simulator. I mean,
Yeah, they don't have mascots. They have logos. Like so,
Yeah.
Forza is like a logo that you stick to everything. Like Flight Sim, that's the same. Gears of War, they had the whole cog with a skull in. So they don't have identifiable IP style characters, but they have really good logos, which kind of draw you to what the game is. And I think that's a little bit of a merchandise flaw for them, but also at the same time is they have that many different genres of games and many different titles that there is tons of merchandise. Like if I walk into game in the UK, like I can walk down and there's like Fortnite styled Nerf guns, there's Halo styled Nerf guns. Like there's loads of different plushes of all different kind of characters. Like
Hmm.
there was a Master Chief one. Um, and then there's all the Minecraft stuff. So there's just lots of merchandise for lots of different games, but no, like you say, there's no
Hmm.
definitive identifiable character.
But why are they not working on like a Banjo Kazooie? What, like, why have we not heard anything? I mean, something like
I don't
get
know.
Rare
Do they
working on
do they
these things.
do they like the idea that when out of the 25 million Game Pass subscribers, when they all think of Microsoft and Xbox, do they all think of a different game? Do they like that? I mean, if I turn around and said to Logan, "Oh, think of Nintendo," he'd instantly go to Mario.
Yeah.
But for me, I instantly go to Zelda.
Mm-hmm.
And I think both my daughters would either go to Mario or Zelda or a
Mm-hmm.
character from that franchise. Um, do they are they wanting to kind of do they want to stay away from that kind of thing where if you're going to a Nintendo event, you're expecting to see a giant Mario mascot walking around. Where if you go to an Xbox event, they're going to have a mascot from each of the different games or a main character from each of the different games being a mascot that's going to be stood in a certain area and kind of, you know, they kind of work off that. I don't know.
I don't either. So I think part of it is so many of their games don't have a face. Like Fable, like Forza, like Simulator, like there is no face for these games. Like they're
Yeah.
you and you're the person. And Bethesda games sit, as they start accumulating studios, you look at Bethesda's that same type of deal where it's like, okay, Rare really is the one studio they have that has things like Joanna Dark and Banjo Kazooie
The
and
pinatas.
yeah, the pinatas and stuff like that they could start making some mascots with, but they don't seem to be pushing those games. I mean, we were talking last week about Forza tire stuffy. Yeah, that's fantastic. We were talking last week about how if they want to hit 100 million, I believe they really need to start having some first party games. And you know what? Those I think they underestimate some of those titles like Banjo Kazooie and stuff. Those could be the first part. It doesn't all have to be like Bethesda's sprawling Starfield or Fallout or something like that. You could make a new Banjo Kazooie, which I don't feel like would take as long as like Bethesda's next Fallout game, and you would have the crowd pretty darn happy. And you could start making a roster of mascots the same way that Nintendo has it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. So who's the next character, John? That's who. It's probably
Yeah.
it's probably Clippy, and I ain't buying a plushie. Microsoft does not have their merchandising anywhere near the level of Nintendo's. Here you go. Microsoft's merchandising is at the same level of Nintendo's online infrastructure. That they're even. They're the same thing.
Yeah.
Except for Halo.
Um,
Nintendo merchandises
yeah.
the shit out of Halo. Yeah, Raz. Raz is a great example from Hambone. Raz from Psychonauts would be great to do some stuff with. That would be such a fun plushie. Totally agree. Ah, man, I tell you.
And John's last question, and this is it's directed right at you. Post Chubby's bracket, what snack have you come back to that you enjoy the most?
Popcorn. My wife makes some banging popcorn. Okay, this stuff is she. I mean, it's not like you don't throw this stuff in the microwave. This is like kernels with some oil and some salt, and we even throw some pepper in there every once in a while, and we pop it up. And I didn't have that at all through the entire bracket, because the real problem is popcorn is not horrible for you, but one, I consume too much, and two, you never eat popcorn at a reasonable hour, right? You're never like, oh, it's like 1 p.m. Now would be a great time to consume some carbs. No, it's like 9 p.m. and you're watching a movie and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have this bowl of popcorn, right? So yeah, I've had popcorn twice since that time, and man, I love her popcorn. It's fantastic. So there you go.
Yeah, I quite like popcorn too. So yeah,
and it's not a bad
sweet
snack
and salty.
if you
Sweet and
had
salty.
it. Yeah, it's not a bad snack if you had it at a reasonable hour. It's just you never do. Like, at least I don't. Normally the wife's like, hey, the kids are in bed. Do you want some popcorn? I'm like, no, yes, please.
I had some last night. Butterkist do this really nice, like, sweet and salty pack. And they do, like, in the little tiny packs and, like, 80 calories a pack. I had 3 packets of those all tipped into a bowl at, like, 10 o'clock last night.
Oh, love it. I love some good. Now this isn't how we make it, but we have a big Amish community around here, and they make kettle corn. Absolutely love kettle corn. Fantastic stuff. So good. So there you go.
Cool. Mr. Hammo and Johnny, who's very lively in the chat, following a lot of our stuff here and our reactions. A question for us all. Have you ever used the term stuffy before having to read Zablonk's questions?
I really, and I'll be honest, we were talking about this post, I thought you had used, I thought that was how you called them, but you say no. I do not use stuffy. Now, I don't use teddy bear either, though.
No. Well, I only use teddy bear when it is a bear shape. Like, Logan's got a Winnie the Pooh bear and like this absolutely destroyed white bear that I had as a kid. And he calls them teddy bears. But after that, it's kind of like he has a Sonic, he has a Knuckles, he has a Tails, he has this dragon that he's called Wings. He's got a Socks Teddy. So they kind of like they become a teddy. Like he's got Pikachu teddies. He's got like my mum's hand crocheted him like a Jigglypuff and stuff like that. So yeah, I wouldn't say like a stuffy. I'd say a stuffed toy, but stuffy's not like a term I've ever used before until reading the questions and then talking about them.
Yeah, so like when we watch a movie, the kids love to drag out way too many stuffed animals, and that's exactly what I call them. Like it's like when the movie's over, I'm like, take your stuffed animals back to your room. Like I don't call them stuffies, I call them stuffed animals. And then if it's one, I'm not like, hey, is that your stuffed animal? I'm usually like, hey, if it's a bear, I'm like, or like Noah has an eagle, this like really gigantic eagle that he loves. I usually name it by the animal type it is, not by the fact that it's stuffed. I'm just normally like, grab your eagle and let's go, or take your eagle back to your room, or whatever. He's got Blue. He's got Blue the dog. We call that Blue, or sometimes I'll just call it dog. But yeah, I don't use stuffies. It's either stuffed animal or I name it by its animal type. So
yeah, I have to. The struggle I have is that like between the 3 kids, they've all got too many stuffed animals and teddies and this and that, and they've all got names and they're specific names, which tend to, like, especially for Logan, vary very differently from what it actually looks like. Like he's got this tiny little TY teddy of a penguin. It's like this size of a ball. It's black and fluffy, and like he called it Blackie. Like, that's of all the names he could give this little penguin, and it comes with a little name tag that tells you what the actual name is. Yeah, he didn't like that name, so it became Blackie. So he has Blackie, and then he has 2 identical, like, Towelie style bunnies that he's had ever since he was born. One's called Harry, and one's called Shiny. They're exactly the same. They look exactly the same, put them next to each other. But he knows which one's Harry and he knows which one's Shiny. And if I get it wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Noah and Ariel are very different on that. Like, Noah names each of his animals very specific names. Like, for whatever reason, the eagle's called Franklin. Obviously, the dog is called Blue because it's literally Blue from the show. But he has these names and he knows what their name is. Now, Sis, Ariel, my daughter, she basically has two different names for every animal. It either gets named. Now, this is, I should say this is changing. She's getting older, and so this isn't as much true as it was maybe like a year ago. But it used to be that every animal was either named Sparkles or Rainbow. And that was the name. And there was no, and sometimes it was like, she would say, Daddy, this is Rainbow. And I was like, I thought you named it Sparkles. And she's like, I changed it to Rainbow. Like, that's just her. It's so great. I'm like, sure, you do it. Like, so you never really had to worry. She couldn't really remember. She didn't take the time to remember, as I should say, which one she'd named them. So you just call, you're like, is that, take Rainbow. Okay. It's the best.
And then Hambone's last question is Xbox game related. It says, I love Hades and I'm very sad to see it leave Game Pass at the end of the month. Is there a game that has left Game Pass that you were truly sad to see leave?
Hambone, I want you to know I'm sad for you. Is there a game that's left Game Pass that I was really sad to leave? Hambone says he named his giraffe in Call to the Lamb Sparkles. Oh, that's good. I like that. Man, I mean, there's nothing that I've been.
I think Knockout City would probably one for you.
It went free to play though. I was thinking that, but it went free to play.
Yeah, true.
The one game that I didn't get to play that I can't tell you one that would if I wouldn't have got to it first, which is Spiritfarer. But luckily, I knocked that out earlier this year because that would have been a bummer. But the one game I'm looking at right now that I am a little sad about that I never got to is Wild at Heart. That came and went quicker than I thought it would. That was another Pikmin-like. You were the boy.
Yeah.
I played about 2 hours of it, but you were this boy and you get these little woodland creatures and you had to like make your path journey through the woods and open up different areas. I mean, it's Pikmin, just different skin of paint. But it did have a different story as well. You were kind of unlocking. It's almost like he was in a dream, and there were some things going on with his parents, I guess is what I'll say. I never made it to the point to where I got to finish the story. So probably the one I wish I would have finished that left is Wild at Heart.
Yeah, I'm looking for him now, and it's like Super Hot Mind Control Delete because I liked that game a lot. I know I've got it on the Meta Quest 2, but to play that I need to kind of have room and time to excuse me, put it on, put the headset on and play it and stuff like that, and I get quite sweaty when I play it.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Meta Quest pictures in a while. When's the last time you picked that up?
Last week.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. You just stopped sending me pictures of it.
Just everything needed updating. So it was kind of like
Yeah.
I put it on to do some stuff with it. And
Gotcha.
like Beat Saber needed an update. Resident Evil needed an update. Then there was a system update. And I was like, so I just put it back down, left it doing its thing. As you do with stuff when it needs updated.
Yeah.
But yeah, the only other game I've been sad to see is Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because it's one of my all-time favorite GTA games. So
yeah, if I would have gotten into Red Dead Redemption Online, I would have been super sad. But I never got into it. Ebucel, I don't understand the question. So when did 2 Point Campus? I don't know what that means. Show up to Game Pass news.
Monday, was it the 9th of August?
Yeah, something like that. 2 Point Campus came out. I can give you the exact date. August 9th. August 9th it came out. So to Game Pass. There's your answer, sir. All right. Is that the end of our party chat? Is that?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah,
fine.
it's I had to mute. I started coughing. I, I'm struggling with a cold, so I keep disappearing in and out of coughing.
I did not give him COVID, people. Okay, I want that to be on the record. If he's got COVID, it's not because of me. Okay.
It's what you get for swimming around in Scottish waterfalls for about an hour and a half in freezing cold water. I think.
That'll do it. That is a much better cold to have than COVID. So congratulations.
So like I got to the point where I got really cold while swimming in them, and then we sat down and I kind of warmed up in the sun and ate some lunch. But Emily, in her infinite wisdom, decided to just not drop, but she had this like metal water bottle, and she kind of just, rather than like being thinking about what she was doing, she just kind of like just jumped it on the ground and it fell into the water, and then set off down the waterfalls. So I had to like parkour and slide all the way through these natural like waterfalls and all through all the natural like rock slides and stuff, through all the different pools, chasing this water bottle down the waterfalls. And got really wet again, and then had to climb back up the waterfall. Continued to get really wet while holding onto this bloody metal water bottle.
Kids are great. Just fantastic.
Yeah, I guess definitely spent too much time in the cold water.
Hey, before we go to the GPN showcase, we do most of our trailers in the GPN showcase, but I just want to go over real quick so the people in the audio know the games that are coming out next week, because we are Game Pass news. I feel like we should at least give them the lowdown. Coffee Talk is out now. Midnight Flight Express coming out August 23rd. Exapunks is PC only. That's a funky coding game. Those seem to be real popular right now on PC. August 25th, and Opus Echo of Star Song. Seems like an RPG type kind of thing. It's got some real beautiful music and some nice Japanese voiceovers, to be honest. Coming out also August 25th. So, and if you want to know more about them, go to our YouTube.
Yep, go to YouTube. Or if you can jump on Twitch and catch the back end of the video podcast, go catch it there as well. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to open lots of things. I've closed some screens when I shouldn't have closed them, so I'm waiting for them to back open. But yeah, if you are listening to this as audio, we're going to jump into the Game Pass news showcase. So thanks very much for listening, and until next time, we'll see you guys later.